Thank you for joining us this morning. Sometimes we study failure so that we can avoid failure. Nigerians are talking about the coup that happened. Guinea-Bissau, they say it was a quasi-coup, maybe prearranged. And before you know it, it was already at Republic of Benin. And Nigerians are talking about it so that we can avoid it. Gentlemen, how gentle are you in the face of tyranny trying to destroy our hard-fought democracy? Femi Falana has said something. These things that he said are not too different from what the Communist Party of Republic of Benin said immediately after the coup. But let's take it from the angle of Femi Falana. Before I move further into all those insecurity, poverty, all those things that need be eliminated before we can be so sure that coup is not going to happen in Nigeria, there are very remarkable statements from him. Before I let you chime in, he said, you cannot be charging people with all manner of offenses for expressing their views about the affairs of their country. You can't be taking people to court simply they made statements about the affairs of their country. I remember one time when Asiwaju said that people should come and talk about their country. That is part of their duty. And when they do so, you shouldn't be charging them to court, finding one way or the other to use cybercrime or one type of law or the other to shut them down. He also said, more importantly, INEC must open the political space and allow ideological political parties to be registered to challenge the status quo. You must accept that the status quo must be challenged. Right now, INEC is not prepared to open the political space. And he said, you must show that the political space will not shrink as it is now. You have a shrinking of the political space, and that must stop. Nobody wants to have, embrace one party state. Let me start from you. The other time, Philip was trying to re-echo it over and over, that peaceful protest is part of normal business. That by the time the police say go about your normal business, that peaceful process is inclusive. Let me start from you. Are we on our own, we the so-called Democrats, suffocating democracy and trying to enforce constitutional order? It's like we are conflicted.
First of all, I want to thank God that we have a democracy. That's number one. And that to a large extent too, we have defeated what they call a third-term agenda from the beginning. So I don't think that will ever rear its ugly head again. So no matter how President Tinubu rules now, 8 years at maximum, he's out of the space.
Yeah.
But having said that, the issue that Femi Falana outlined must be looked into. I downloaded a video. I said I was going to send it, where Asiwaju was talking about they abuse me a lot. They say whatever they want to say. I'm the president. I do whatever I want to do. So that we can see that video and know the kind of character that we have. That he listens to TV if he has the time. But there are issues that are there that need to be solved. As much as we say that we don't want a coup in Nigeria, that's my stand. You must not make it look attractive or as the only last option that we can turn to, because the other one we would have turned to was protest, peaceful protest, and people should register their anger. If you say you want to rule us, we are democratic institution, we have our say. Like he said, the economy, poverty, illiteracy, insecurity, political space being stifled, then we have freedom of expression. You are not allowing this one. Not only that, INEC is trying to make sure there's a maneuver where people can't talk or people can come to say these elections are okay. Then we have all these things on ground. How will people not think about a coup? In Nigeria, let's look at our insecurity. We have a lot of insecurity in our country. The one that pained me most is that the Nigerian Air Force went into the coup space and struck with precision. Okafor, we know the bushes that surround Kwara.
Yeah.
From Osun to Niger, am I correct? To Oyo. This is the states that surround Niger. It's within a confined area. And you telling me that we cannot strike with precision? Let me just finish this one. We are celebrating. It's disheartening that we are celebrating 100 kids being brought back. Are we okay?
We are not okay. Actually.
The people that they kidnap,
I agree with you completely that we are not okay. Let me come to you, Philip. Femi Falana said something. He said Nigeria clearly has its job cut out. If you want to stop coups, you must allow political popularism in Nigeria. You want to stop coup, you must allow political popularism. You cannot stop coup by using coup, institutional coup, glitches, things like that. Judiciary hoodwinking the people and say as the Lord pleases. It is as the people pleases, actually. That is democracy. And that's what Femi Falana is hinting here. You can't enforce, if you are using military might to enforce democracy like what you have in Benin, there is no democracy anymore. There's actually no democracy there. Because democracy is for the people, by the people, at the end of the day. And it's of the people. So there is no way you will use fighter jet to enforce the will of the people. It has lost its credibility, no matter how you look at it. Femi Falana says you must allow political popularism in Nigeria if you want to stop it. Now that it's not here and we don't want it here, how do we open that space?
Thank you very much. Mr. Falana has spoken very well. But the point remains that, yes, people have to be allowed to express themselves. But they should also know that within your expression, there are also boundaries. People are allowed to make statements, to protest and all of that. But you must not, in your protesting, you must not use incisive words against the government. When Falana is speaking about pluralizing political parties, that Nigeria is a pluralizing state where we have multi-parties, I can't help but to agree with him. But is it that we don't have multi-party in Nigeria? We do have multi-party in Nigeria. What we lack is that the parties themselves have not been able to manage themselves properly. Yes, we blame the government there and there that, the government are the architect of the problem of the opposition party. What has the opposition party done to sustain themselves? Is it that, that is, it is not the problem of the government per se, but it's the problem of the people. The people are the problem. It's the people that go to the government for handicap to beg, to get money, to destabilize their own political party. If the people are resolute to keep their party and to ensure that they stand by their word and their belief of their party, there will be no destabilization of political party within the system. Don't forget, there's always a Judah in every political party in Nigeria that is ready to collect handout from the government. This is the problem. We're talking about.
Okay, let me come to you.
Yes.
Let me come to you.
Yes.
Draw an analogy from Republic of Benin now.
That's why I was going.
No, the president.
Yes.
Calling for external forces from Nigeria, which people were speculating whether it was true or not.
Yes.
Now it is true.
Yes.
He called, but what has not been established was that whether Macron was the one that called our president. But the Communist Party of Benin said it was Macron and all that. But let's put that aside.
Yes.
Now, calling our president now to come with the air forces and all that. What should the people do? How do you measure the temperature? Whether the people actually want the government in power? Because if you read through to what Falana said,
yes,
this is a build up to 2026 that they have election. So he said something. Let me push it to you. Before, when he was asked if there will be coup again, he said, if you don't want coup again, let me see if I can get that. If you don't want coup again, you can only have to do one or two things. You don't have to be putting opposition
you don't have to be restraining.
You have to be restraining their freedom and all that. Yes. So how do you, now that they've called for this power, what should the people do?
Now, the issue here is that what is coup? You know, coup is the rebellion group who rebel against the government.
Yeah.
Don't forget, it's not the people here. It's a group of persons who rebel.
Yeah. Now, I'm asking, what is the duty of people in this case?
That's how I'm going. They rebel, and the government in power find a way of curtailing them. The fact that he called for external force is not enough. It's one of the ways he has found to rebel them. Don't forget, the man didn't say it is Nigerian military that, you know, contained them. He said the army that are loyal to him were able to put them under control. You know, coup plotters are criminal in the eyes of the law anywhere in the world.
Okay, let me read to you. I would like to comment before I move forward. I will come to you. So that we clarify this. Femi Falana has said something when asked if he will be expecting the next coup. He said it won't be the last. I mean, he's prophesying there'll be next one, and he said something is conditional.
Yes,
you can't be more democratic than Femi Falana. He went to Israel. He suffered in the hands of the military, so he knows what he's saying. I'm coming. Be patient. He said, "I am familiar with the political terrain.
Yes.
Once you put opposition leaders in jail, send them into exile, or kill them, you cannot have political stability. In Nigeria, we have an advanced form of it. Instead of them to put you in jail, you jump party. It's, you know, or the flag work on a corruption case before you switch party. He still talked about, instead of putting you in jail looks very hard. You know, people will not. So we are democratically, you know, dictatorially.
I want to speak on it.
Because you have already spoken on it.
You asked me. You see, whether, you know, that's why I said the people. The government have not to arrest any opposition party. Neither the people willingly. For instance, you saw what had happened in Rivers State overnight and Osun State. The ruling party had forced them, compelled them to leave their party. The answer is no. The people willingly. The people are not ready yet.
Okay.
So that's all. All right.
Philip's position.
No, hold on. I know position that I want to address it. It's very obvious that Philip is out of touch with what is happening in Nigeria. Totally out of touch. For him to pass it to the people and also to talk about the freedom of expression, Philip is out of touch. If Philip is not out of touch, you can't call me out or use police to come and arrest me because I said my mind
about Nigeria.
I have not used any instrument of violence to you to say anything. I have not accused you of what you have not done if you go into the law.
Exactly.
Then you are telling me that I cannot talk. You want to gag me in my country? Hold on.
The law is very clear.
What is democracy? That's number one. Number two, he's talking about political party. From what we know, are we blind? If we are blind, are we deaf? If we are deaf, is it that we don't have feelings anymore? That every political party in Nigeria has been coerced whichever way. We heard the chairman of PDP Kaduna State come here. He said the political parties, one person or the other, has been punctured from everywhere to make sure they come into APC. It's what we see, it's not what we just hear. We are in tune with everything that is happening. Philip, are you in Nigeria? If you're in Nigeria,
no, he's in Nigeria. No, let me tell you. I'm coming. Philip position maybe in relation to this. I've always felt that people can stand for their character, no doubt about it. Let me give you an example. Not to single-handedly say the person is doing well or not. Arufai has direct issues with APC. He left to SDP. And again, from SDP, he has gone to ADC. He's sojourning from ADC. We don't know the next bus stop. And we have not seen him, you know, being compared by EFCC or whatever. Now they are inviting Malami. We don't know.
They are not inviting him. He's in their custody.
So what Philip is trying to put down, certainly not exonerating the ruling party in what we are talking about, ventilating the political space, but that these people on their own also need to build their character so that you will be able to stand against all these, do I call it persuasion or maybe a kind of coercion, though not necessarily throwing opposition in jail.
What's the character of a man that is hungry?
So that is why he's trying to
explain. What I'm asking you, what's the character of a man that is hungry? You can't talk for Philip. Philip he can talk for himself. So you are not the one that will explain to us what Philip means or what.
Because you got angry with him so badly.
Because he obviously, in a twinkle of an eye, Philip does not touch with Nigeria.
We'll have to tell you. Let's come to you on a more serious note. It appears you are in tune with what is happening between Republic of Benin and Nigeria, and you think that in this case the government, the advice that Falana is putting forward and telling us that the coup does not fall from the sky,
exactly,
that there are certain things that lead to this coup, indices, very spelled out, issues that lead to these things, that they are happening, that if you fail to address them, you have no way of pushing coup away. Do you think those things are just manufactured?
The truth remains that those factors are there. But the point I'm making.
No, what I'm saying. So those factors, you think governments do not have responsibility?
That's where
we're coming.
That's where I'm going.
So those government responsibility are actually people's responsibility?
You see, the responsibility is a shared responsibility.
But they are talking about the government responsibility.
The government has their
who has the power?
The people,
can I tell you, yes, the people do not have power to tell you to move from APC to another party as you think. Easily done.
You see, to be a member of a political party is a choice made by the individual. It's a belief, because every political party had a.
Okay, can I make it clearer to you?
Yeah, it is.
Let me simplify it. The other day we have both Turaki's faction and Wike's faction at PDP headquarters.
Yes.
It took the police to say, all of you go home.
Yes.
So until peace is made. And can the people tell all of them to go home? It's the police that have the authority now. That's what we are saying. That is what Femi Falana is attacking.
Can I address the issue of Femi Falana? Femi Falana has raised issue of socio-economic and political issue. He said poverty, insecurity, and the likes of and lack of political party pluralism, where parties are not allowed to function freely. He has also blamed INEC for not doing what they are expected to do. I don't have issue with all of that, but where I have problem is that when you speak of this problem and you heap it on the government alone without telling the people that the people need to wake up from their slumber, the people need to know what is their right, the people need to know that they are the ones that are hiring the government, but not the government dictating to them.
Hold on. I am one of the preachers of what you are preaching, but not in that dynamics. We cannot continue to be in perpetual war. Even judges, not judges, I think all lawyers used to say there must be end to litigation.
Sure.
Today is December 10.
Yes.
It's supposed to be Human Rights Day. I can tell you, I don't know if the protest is botched or not. People are supposed to be protesting for the release and also the proper trial of those that were arrested during the end governance.
All the
end governance protests. So if the people have to be in perpetual war with the mandate you gave to people to administer you politically, every day we are protesting, it means that the people you have handed that democratic power to are not doing the right thing. Today now, okay, because the people has power, I agree. Because the people are not supposed to be governing you every day, that is why the sovereignty they have entrusted these people with it, so that people will democratically use it. Not that they use it anyhow, will come and fight. Tomorrow will block police headquarters, next tomorrow will block DSS. Oh no, not DSS, this DSS. I'm trying to let you know. You can't continue to every day invoke the people to be in the streets. People cannot perpetually be in the streets.
Let me say something. We must stay within the confines of what Falana said.
Yes.
Falana said that the question was put forward was, will there be a coup in Nigeria? What he says is that time is ticking. In summation, that these people are making coup attractive. When Donald Trump, whether it's him or the Republican Party, that led a protest, that they invaded the Capitol in America, it was unpopular, and they made sure that they shut it down. And everybody, because it was a threat to democracy.
Yeah.
Now in Nigeria, if there is a coup today, which we pray there will never be a coup, people will side with the coup plotters.
Okay, let me come to you, Philip. Femi Falana said something when he was asked this question about, coup happening. And he said this. He said that Nigeria should show leadership in stabilizing the region? Is he talking to the citizens or the government?
You see, when you say Nigeria, Falana in that case was talking to the Nigerian government.
That's what we're saying.
But the question, the point I'm raising here is this: Nape, a country far away in somewhere in Asia,
yeah.
You know, they were faced with the problem we're faced with.
Yeah.
They rose to the occasion.
That's revolt. So we can't continue to have a daily revolt.
See,
do you want us to revolt in Nigeria?
The government is not working. We are speaking against school. We are talking about constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Where you see, government, for you to take power, there are processes. You see, what we have in Nepal today is a turning government to stabilize the country. If the people, the whip power reside with the people, it is not with the government.
We agree, but should they be exercising that every day like revolt?
We have not exercised it before. We Nigerians are very docile.
No, we have.
We have
suddenly forgotten about June 12th.
They were 30 years back. Even NSAS was a protest.
Exactly. We can't
even bad governance in 2024
exactly.
was a kind of protest.
Exactly. We can't go in that route.
I'm not
all the time. If we have institutions, let's follow our institutions. The government should not stop protest. That's bad. Let's say it as it is. Now the protest is the only people's way. Especially when you have an
assembly. Can I come? Philip, can I come to you, because we need to talk about this. You know, the Nigeria is only the country we have as well. Even though you have second citizenship elsewhere, now paper you take get them, and the day something happen, you know you are a black man. But so now the candidate after is a British citizen. But let's put it in the right perspective. Are you aware of several protests? Let's just say since 2019, this is not only about Asiwaju's government, till now, that people want to protest and the police say, okay, we are ready, go ahead and do the protest.
You see,
are you aware?
I'm aware that the Nigerian government have been gagging the people from doing what is rightly belongs to them.
So that is what Femi Falana is saying, that it should not happen.
That's what I am saying. I said I agree with Femi Falana in total, but again, the people have a role to play. That's the point I'm making. Now that the government, government have used the Nigerian resources, taxpayer money, to deploy their jet to Benin Republic to quell a coup there.
Yeah.
Whereas we have issue of insecurity in Sabisa Forest, in Kwara, and everywhere, and nothing has been done. What have the people done?
Okay, Philip, let me come to you. When the people want to protest peacefully, yes, that is their duty. And when you don't, the government doesn't want that peaceful protest to happen. The only thing people might do is the violent one and revolt. And we don't want revolt. So the only thing left for the people is the revolt. And to prevent that revolt, Femi Falana is saying that people must be allowed to exercise their constitutional order. When you say you are restoring constitutional order in a place, it is not only for the government to do what they like. It's also for the government officials to allow the people, show that they are citizens and they are capable of talking about their own country. I think that is where the responsibility was coming, because the people's right to protest peacefully has been gagged. Let me tell you, police will say, oh, hoodlums will hijack it. If you didn't leave your house this morning, the chances of getting involved in motor accident is not going to be there. But will you say you're not going to leave your house because there could be motor accident on the way, so you perpetually remain at home? So the police, is their duty when there is a protest to ensure that there's no crime. So you cannot stop protest because you believe and think that hoodlums should hijack it. You cannot do that. You understand? So that is where Falana is going. So until get back, we'll continue with the discussion. We just hope we're able to listen to those things and that we need to do them, so we don't go back to military rule. We don't want it.